It's a lovely good morning to you. This is a radical farmer here at Organic Farm 7, and as I promised you that I'm going to show you how you can actually revive a stunted fruit tree. Um, you see, it is one thing to have trees that are growing, then it is also another thing to have trees that are not growing. So I found this plant that is not growing as it should. And first I'll start with what causes fruit trees not to be progressive. Number one, it is maybe due to the size of the hole that you dug. So when the soil is very compact, it is well compacted together, you find that you're going to have a problem with the growth of the plants. Then that also determines with how it is in the potting bag. If the soil that was used in the potting bag was very compact, it makes a hard pan. Even when you put it in the ground, it still behave the same, because a plant will still be behaving as if it is in a potting bag. So that is one cause. Then number two, it may be as a result of irregular irrigation, whereby you're not irrigating your plants as they should. Then as a result, they get into stunted mode. And stunted mode can actually happen for a long period of time, even if when you're watering your plants, you're giving them manure, they may not be having access to that manure. It's like you're trying to feed someone who has got a closed mouth. It is impossible to feed that person. So now, how you actually revive a plant and make it realize that it is supposed to get started and start growing, you can do quite a number of things. As you can see, this avocado, we've done the best that we could. We had put comfrey. Just bring the camera a little bit closer. So if you can see how the roots are and how the soil is, it is very rich, but the plant still is not growing as it should. Just look at this. This is comfrey leaves that we were doing, we are putting here, and also there are even worms and different living organisms, which is a clear indication that the soil is not a problem. But in most cases, just look at how the soil is. So, but in most cases, it may be the soil that is very compact. But whatever the case be, the procedure that I'm going to show you of reviving a plant actually works for any kind of fruit tree, ornamental tree, and actually it builds the soil and makes it more healthy so that it can be able to actually accommodate your plant. So number one, what you have to do is to aerate. So when aerating, you don't use a hoe, you use a fork. When you use a hoe, you're going to cut off the roots because you'll be digging around here. So aerating is whereby we loosen the soil around here so that there's proper gaseous exchange that is going to be happening around here. And you see, air is very important in the growth of any plant. Just like human beings, these are living organisms. Without proper air, without proper breathing, it's hard for you to live and enjoy life. You can actually die. Even plants without proper gaseous exchange in the soil, the plants won't grow very well. So now for them to have proper gaseous exchange, there's need of well-loosened soil. No wonder we have to add organic matter so that there can be pores of water, and you don't have to plant in saturated places whereby there's too much water in the ground and plants cannot be able to actually breathe properly. So what do you do to loosen the soil? What do you do to aerate the soil? So that's the first thing that you do. So what you do is you get your fork. This is a fork. If you don't know what a fork is, this is a fork. And don't buy these forks that are made from iron bars. They bend. So you have to go for a fork. And I actually prefer Russia brand is better. And you may think that it is expensive, but you buy those made from iron bars, you buy maybe in a year even 20 times, and you put the money together, you find that you're spending a lot of money. So what you do is you put your fork like the way I've put it here, then you lay it down. So now you don't put it here. Where it ends here, this is where you come and put your fork, right here. So the distance of the fork, then you come and place it here, then you push it down. So when you bring it up, you don't actually lift it to the very top. So you just lift it up to somewhere here. As you can see, the soil has been well loosened up to right there. You can see how it is breaking. Again, I come do the same around here. Then I come, don't do this, you just put it here, then press it into the ground with your ankle weight. So you push it down with your weight, then coming down here again. So this is the first round. Then you come for the second round. You do the same. You put it like this. Then it comes here. Then you press it hard. Our press is very lucky. So you can see it loosens up to that far end. Then you come again. You do the same. So it must be wide as much as possible. So I have loosened the soil whereby even my hand can easily go down. So this is very important. It must be well loosened as much as possible. So this is going to activate the roots to start growing because there's space that has been created. So after loosening the soil now, you get manure. So this is a bag of well-rotten manure. You can see the quality of manure that we have. Well-rotten manure. Don't put the one which has not well-rotten because it is going to produce a lot of weeds. So you put at least a 10 kg of manure per plant. As you can see what I've done around here. Then now, after doing that, you go back again. Okay. So you go back again and do this. If you don't have if you don't have manure, no wonder I recommend you having a fertilizer section like we have. You can actually get the stock of this is what is this plant? Tithonia. Tithonia is actually, in terms of nutritional content, it's actually even more powerful than the manure. So you get it, you put it around. Now this is not mulch, this is fertilizer. So you cut it in smaller pieces. If you have comfrey, you can also put comfrey. So you mulch it around here, at least 5 kg of this. And the more you prune it, the more it actually grows. So you can put as much as you can, at least a 5 kg bulk. You put it around here. Now you don't just put any kind of leaves. This is fertilizer plant. You can even use cowpeas, you can use sun hemp. Then after you have done this, the next thing that you have to put is mulch. Now you are putting mulch, like this is lemongrass mulch. No wonder as we grow lemongrass, as you can see this side. We have this lemongrass which we are just harvesting around here. And it smells so nice, and this aroma actually helps in repelling pests. So you come and mulch your plant. Don't step around here. You come and mulch your plant. So this is going to suppress the weeds. It is going to supply the needed nutrients and everything that is actually needed. Okay, so then after you have put mulch, you have loosened the soil, the next thing that you have to do is to actually trim your plant. So what you do, you cut it here, and you have to cut it at an angle of 90 degrees. So you come and trim it at the tip here, like that, like that. So then after trimming it, you get aloe vera. This is your anti-fungicide. You smear it around here. Then you come and put also around here. This is going to prevent against fungal infection. So then once you have done this, The reason of pruning, of cutting this, is because it actually releases hormones of growth to the plant. It's like when you cut your hair, immediately it starts growing faster than before. So, and if you want, you can even further go and remove some leaves which are not looking healthy. It's like, you see, you are forcing a plant to produce something that is actually more healthy. I can leave one or two, but what I've done here is I've induced growth hormones. I've given it food. Then after that, I bring in the issue of irrigation. This plant needs water, so I bring in the issue of irrigation so that it will have enough water to melt the nutrients, but at the same time also be able to grow. This is going to retain moisture, suppress weeds, warm the plant, prevent the escape of nutrients, and also create an environment where microorganisms can effectively grow. So what are we saying? What I'm saying is, when you do this, no matter how bad the plant was, trust me, it's going to grow. It will grow because you've done the needful. And you can be applying manure every 6 months. You can be giving it leaf fertilizers, the green one. This will decompose like in 14 days. Then it will be juice for the plant. Then you can be spraying it with aloe vera every 2 weeks. And the plant is going to be doing pretty very well. So I'm greatly encouraging you to revive your plants. If it's not doing well, prune it. You're forcing it to grow. Just like when you cut your hair, it grows because hormones of growth have been released and induced that growth is going to be faster than the way it was going to be. Because sometimes plants get into stunted mode when you don't care for them. Then they'll be stunted for a long period of time, but immediately you do this, they'll start shooting. Just give it a try, prune a plant and see how fast it grows. So having said that, I'm wishing you a lovely good morning, and as we plant our orchard, let us care for them. Let us not let them care for themselves. Have a great morning.